I don't know what Israel are waiting for. Go in there and blow them scumbag Hamas terrorist people up. You know what I mean? They've hurt a lot of people. They've hurt a lot of families. I'm sure their families will go after them as well. This Israel-Hamas war. They're not going in full force to shoot them all. And then the guy says on here they've taken out 100 places. I don't know. Let's listen to it.
The Israeli Air Force has carried out hundreds of strikes on Gaza today. It is unrelenting and it is devastating. And Israel has now carried out the first ground operations in Gaza. It was a small mission to target Hamas rocket crews. Not
go in there and blow them fucking up.
They are still awaiting those orders.
They don't deserve to live, these terrorist scumbags.
Operations adjacent to the perimeter, raids in order to locate potential abductees, but also to identify bodies and seek out terrorists that potentially are still hiding in the perimeter of the border area.
Israel's order for civilians in northern Gaza to move to the south has created alarm in the Strip and across the world. Many do not want to leave their homes or physically cannot.
The United Nations considers it impossible for such a move to take place without devastating humanitarian consequences. The United Nations strongly appeals for any such order to be rescinded, avoiding what could transform what is already a tragedy into a calamitous situation.
Sky News understands that discussions are ongoing to open up a humanitarian corridor into Gaza, but there's been no agreement yet.
If you cut Gaza off from food and water, the only result is you start starving.
We're not going to get to that point.
Are we not?
We're not going to get to that point.
Why not? I mean, will there be humanitarian corridors, limited humanitarian corridors set up? Because at the moment, doesn't look like there's any sign of them.
We're not going to get to that point.
Hamas had called on Palestinians to go onto the streets in a day of rage. Friday prayers at Al-Aqsa and Jerusalem, a potential flashpoint, passed peacefully. Israeli police prevented many young men from entering the compound. There were some small clashes in East Jerusalem. Tear gas was fired, but no serious injuries. But in the West Bank, 11 Palestinians were shot dead. 2 were killed when Israeli settlers attacked a funeral. Many feared that today would be the day that the war came to Jerusalem, but for the most part, this was not the case. That is not to say it will not happen. A ground invasion of Gaza or a sustained and brutal bombing campaign could still light the flames elsewhere. There are uncertain and nervous days ahead. Alistair Buckler, Sky News.
Well, there we go then, as one would say. Get in there and deal with them is what I say. I better go. Thanks for joining me. Peace.